Yeah, let's get started. Everybody, happy evening. Before we move on for today, we wish you all a happy Holi, and for all the women out there, a very happy Women's Day. Let me introduce us first. I'm Dinesh Kumar. I'm expert certified and senior technical lead at MXTechies, and I have been working with Mendix for the past 4+ years and have worked with large enterprise of customers around the globe. I take great pleasure in introducing the presenters for today, my colleagues Bright and Haritra. So they are senior Mendix developers at MXTechies, and you all know they were the team. They were part of the elite team that won the second place at the Singapore Mendix Global Hackathon held at Singapore. Yeah, let me set up the agenda straight. So I'm going to talk about the MXTechies journey. What is Cloud Vision API? Why Cloud Vision? The Cloud Vision features, prerequisites, use case, and integrate Cloud Vision with your Mendix app. And at last, the Q&A session. Yeah, let's have a look at our journey. MXTechies was incepted on 2017. We originally were providing services, high code services to end clients like Java, React, and so on. And we stepped out in 2018. We stepped in the Mendix space, and we are headquartered at Lewis, Delaware, and we have development centers at Chennai, Pune, and Bangalore. We have 75+ developers with a mixture of 6 expert certified and rapid, advanced, and intermediate, and so on. So apart from Mendix, we also provide advanced analytics and RPA operations. We work with over 10+ Mendix clients across the globe, and we are currently partnered with Siemens Mendix and provide end-to-end Mendix solutions to the customers. Without any delay, I'll hand over the session to Haritra.
Yeah, thank you, Dinesh. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to the session. My name is Haritra Murugesan, Mendix consultant from MXTechies. Today in our session, we will be discussing on Cloud Vision API, a powerful technology used for image analysis. It is undeniable that our interaction with images have increased significantly, and we even started communicating, expressing our feelings started learning through images. However, it may be challenging and time consuming for analyzing and organizing these images. This is where the Cloud Vision API comes in. So I'm really excited to show you all how we have implemented the Cloud Vision API and integrated it with Mendix. So we will also be implementing a live build at the end. So please stay tuned and have a great time. Over to you, Brett.
Thanks, Haritra. Welcome, everyone. My name is Bright. I'm a Mendix consultant with MXTechies. I hope you are doing well. As you all know that we are going to discuss about Cloud Vision API. So if you have any questions, please write it down. To end of the presentation, we are going to have an exclusive Q&A session. We are happy to answer your questions. Without any further delay, let's get started. I'll quickly share my screen. Here, I'll share the screen. Today, we are going to discuss about what is Cloud Vision API, why we need the Cloud Vision API, and some of the key features which are available. Let's see, what is Cloud Vision API? Cloud Vision API is a Google Cloud service, which is an image analyzer tool to analyze the image. And it has the powerful AI machine learning model to extract the labels and information within that image. And it can be interacted with the various programming languages such as Java, Python, Node.js, and Ruby, etc. And you can also use in a wide range of applications, including e-commerce, retail, healthcare, media, and sector. In simple words, this is a technology that can seize the image and describe it to us. just like a human. Is it cool, right? Yes. Let's see how this modern technology can be integrated with Mendix within this session. Next, we are going to see why this Cloud Vision API. It is a cloud-based platform, it can be accessed from anywhere around the globe. It is fast and cost-effective. By using an API call, we can get the response within a second, and it is easy to use. A developer can access this service by simply calling an API endpoint, and without having the machine learning knowledge, a developer can utilize this feature. And next, it has improved accessibility and auto ML feature. This is the most widely feature you can use in your application. Spontaneously, it generates a caption and describes the image. You can also train your own data model by using this auto ML feature. This will be more useful for your application if you implement this feature. And it supports multiple image formats. It supports JPG, PNG, SVG, and so and so. It detects the faces, text, object from the image, and it can also recognize the emotions from the image. Before moving on to key feature, let's have a look about the Mendix acts. Do you know how to convert the drop-down element into radio button? Let's see how we can do that. In your page, you have added the drop-down element. You are struggling to convert the drop-down or checkbox into radio button. Here is the hack you can use in this. Here you can implement this. Here you can see the implementation how we have did it. Just right-click that element, and you can see the options. In that option, you click the convert to radio button. It will convert into radio button. You can use it vice versa, as well as you can implement these tips for Boolean as well. See, choose to convert a radio button by clicking.
Recording has started.
Next, let's see the key features that are available. First, image labeling. By using this feature, you can detect the objects in the image, and it will describe the content. Next, we'll see the OCR, which is the most widely used feature in our application. Basically, it is called as OCR. It detects the text from the image, and it will return the content which is present in the image. Next, face detection. This feature is used to detect the faces in the image, and it will return the facial attributes such as emotions, age, and gender. Next, it's the landmark identification. This is the most used feature in our day-to-day life. It will detect the well-known landmarks, which includes the latitude and longitude information, which will be more useful for you to identify the locations. And the product search and the safe search. Product search is kind of a web search. A famous Google Lens using the same kind of feature to search the product, and it will return the URL list of URLs. By clicking that, you can see the product details. Next is a safe search. This is the most interesting feature which I like most. This is a feature it will identify the inappropriate content or irrelevant content or abusive language which are present in the image. You can use this feature to avoid the irrelevant content, the person who is uploading that irrelevant content. This is the most widely feature we are going to see in our application. For the next segment, I'm handing over to Haritra. Before that, I forgot something. Before moving on to this Mendix application, we need to know about what are the prerequisites. Let's move on to the Google Cloud Console to set up the project, and we have to create the project, and we need to set up the API key along with the API services. Let's have a look into it. Okay. The prerequisites, we need a developer account to create the cloud project in the Cloud Console. Once you have the developer account, log into your console, then you have to create a project which is on the top bar. You can click this drop down. You can see the projects. If you want to create a project, you click on the new project button, you will create the project. Here I have created already I have created the project. Just I'm opening it up. Then you need to create a API key for this project. So under the API services, click on the credentials. Once the page gets loaded, here you need to click the credentials, which is on the top bar. Here you can see the list of authorization options. Now you click the API key. Wait for a moment. Yeah, this is the API key we are going to use in our application. This is used for an authorization purpose. You can use either API key or OAuth for in your application based on your requirement. Then we need to enable the API services, which is in the side menu. Then you have to search for the Cloud Vision. Yes, okay. In this page, you have to enable the API services. I have already enabled these services, so you have to click the Manage button to link the billing account. Let me click the Manage button. In the Cost tab, you can see that it shows that you have to link the billing account for your project. Yes, we have done the cloud setup. Let's look at the Mendix application and endpoints. I'm handing over this next segment to Haritra. Here you go.
Yeah, thank you, Greg. So thank you for explaining what Cloud Vision API is and its key features. So now let's have a closer look at the Cloud Vision API REST endpoint. So this Cloud Vision API is also organized around REST services. This is the example of Cloud Vision API endpoint. So this endpoint is used to send the image or a batch of image to the Cloud Vision API service for image analysis. So this API consists of several parts that includes version API version and API method and then the API key. So for here, so in this example, the API version is version 1 and the API method that we have used is image annotate. So this method is an online synchronous method that actually returns the results immediately to the users. And also using this method, a user can send a batch of around 16 images to the REST API. And there is also another method, an offline, an asynchronous method that actually enables the user to upload around 20,000 images to this Cloud Vision API. But in this session, we will be just focusing on the online synchronization method. So next is the API key, which is used for authorization purpose that we have already bound to the project. And next, yeah. So next we will have a closer look at the JSON request body that the user have to send to the endpoint URL. So basically the developer have to send a REST HTTP post request to the endpoint URL to get the response. So here is an example JSON body, which consists of the array of requests, including the image and the feature fields. So we have to include the base64 encoded image or a image URL in the image field, and we have to specify the type of image analysis that we have to perform on the uploaded image in the features field. So we have also we can also restrict the number of results that we wanted to retrieve from this API using the max results field. So next, these are the feature types, a complete list of feature types that is associated with the Cloud Vision API. So we will be explaining this feature types in the future slides. Let's have a quick glimpse on the list. So here, the feature types are the web detection, logo detection, document text detection, safe search detection, face detection, and text detection, prop hint detection, landmark detection, and labels detection and object detection. So next, let's discuss on the use case. So coming to the use case, with all the feature types said, one can come up with multiple use cases for each feature type. And for example, product categorization and content moderation, image search, product search, digitizing printed text, media, application, advertisements, and much more. So coming to the industries, this can be used in health and pharma, where this API is used to detect the diseases by scanning the MRI reports. And for retail sector, this can be used to, track the inventory details of a product. And in security sector, this can be used to detect the criminal suspects from the CCTV footage. So basically, this Cloud Vision API actually improves the businesses and the customer experience. So do you know, Instagram reported that over 80 million posts were created every day. And it is the reason we have selected the social media as a use case to demonstrate the Cloud Vision API and its integration with Mendix. So now I will be sharing my native mobile application to you all that we have developed for this integration. Yeah. So here we go. So I know this actually resembles a popular social media platform, but trust me, you will see the difference. So in this application, this is the landing page where you can see the uploaded images, the posts of the users of this application. And next, in the next page, we have given the option to categorize the image and search the image based on the popular tags. And next is a place where the user will upload his image to this application from the gallery or by capturing the live image through camera. So now I will be uploading a couple of images to you to explain the feature type of the Cloud Vision API and how we have used the feature types and its information and its written information to this application. So now I will be opening the gallery to upload an image. Let's see what this Cloud Vision API returns to us. Yeah, it's taking a bit longer than usual. I think it's because of the mobile is idle for a long time. I think I have to rerun this native mobile application. Yeah, I think we got it. So have a closer look at this image. So I can see this is a stadium with a player playing a soccer. So let's see what the Cloud Vision API returned to us. So basically it identified the labels within an image. So it returned to us ball and game, grass, and it also identified player and soccer and sports equipment. So the feature type that is used to identify these images from the image, these information from the images, the label detection. And next, it also identified objects from the image. So it identifies two persons in the image. So we have used object localization feature type to extract this image. And next is a logo detection, where it also identified logo that is present in this image. I will quickly add up the caption for my post and upload it to my application. And next, I will be uploading another image, a different image, to just make use of another feature type. So I'm uploading an image that has a popular landmark. So yeah, this is the temple of Tanjavur. So let's see what this has identified. So this Cloud Vision API also returned the list of information from the image. It identified that it is a temple, and it also identified that it is an archaeological site. It also found it as a cloud, sky, so on, and it also identified a location for me. So you know this image has a popular landmark in it, and this API even identified the location and returned the exact location place for me. And next is it also identified the objects found. And I will upload this also to my system. Now I will show you how we are making use of this information in this use case. So basically, I'm using the list of all labels identified from the image for auto-generating the tags. So we are actually automating some process for the user, which also improves the customer experience here. So, and the next information is the location. So we are using a location information that is extracted from this Cloud Vision API to navigate the user to the exact place that is seen in the image. So you can see in this page, we are using the returned information from the Cloud Vision API to map it to the correct exact location and bring in the Wikipedia page of the related image. So now we are also using this information, the label and the object information within an image to categorize the photos and images that is uploaded to this application and make the user to search and filter out the images all over the app. So for example, consider I'm searching for a food. So I can search the keyword here. I can enter the keyword here and click on the search button where it just filtered out food images for me. So here I have also included the popular tags over there for easy access. So let me click on dog. So it should filter out the dogs from the list for me. So now this is what the demo of some feature types. Now let's have a quick insights on the feature types. So I will share my screen and let's discuss some of the responses of these Cloud Vision API. No? So the first feature type that we are going to discuss is the label detection. Basically, this extracts a complete information from the image and returns to us in a descriptive way. For example, let's take this image. Consider I'm uploading this to the Cloud Vision API. Can you guess what this returns? So look at the response. So this identified flower, sky, plant, and mountain for me. So with this information that is retrieved, we can think of multiple use cases to use these data. And next, we will be discussing on the logo detection. So this detects a popular brand logo within an image and returns the exact brand name to us. Consider this image being uploaded and look at the response. It has identified YouTube, Starbucks, CBS, and Beat Electronics from this image. And this logo detection can also be used for brand monitoring in real time. And next feature type is object detection, whereby it extracts or detects multiple objects within an image. So look at this image. Let's have a response body for this as well. So it identified laptop, clock, and bag and calculator. So we can use this image for image categorization, and we can also use this for product searching and image searching as well. And next feature type is the landmark detection. So which basically identifies and detects the popular landmark within an image. This also returns the latitude and longitude, which we can use in the use case like navigating the users in the map, etc. Let's see the response body. So here is the response body. This returns us the description, that is the name of the landmark, including the latitude and the longitude. And this also includes the score value, which is the accuracy of the description that it has retrieved. So I will be showing you the next demo of the upcoming feature types in the application. And let's move on to the native mobile app. So now I wanted to show you how the web search feature type works. So now I wanted to upload a product, consider a product or or any image that I wanted to search online. So I'm uploading an image of a chocolate. You see here, it actually literally returned the complete URL of this product. So I can go to any site to either purchase this product or get some information on this product. So we used this information for the users to navigate to a web page where he can find information or get information, get the product details, and etc. And I also wanted to show another feature that we have included in this app, that is the child mode. So this basically, we all know what child mode is. This basically restricts the person or user of this application to view and access the explicit content that also include medical content, adult content, racy content, and violent content. So consider I'm enabling a child mode in this application for this user, and I wanted to disable the violent content for this user. Let's see how this app reacts to this option. So here I'm going back to the search. I'm going back to the search page. So I think you can see some violent content with the blood in it. So I definitely don't want to see this in this page. So I can enable the safe search here. So this actually filters out those images, the related images for me, and returns just the positive images. And next, consider I'm uploading an inappropriate image or a violent image from the gallery with this child mode enabled. So I'm just selecting an image with a blood in it. So it's obviously an explicit content and nobody likes to see it in the app. So with this child mode enabled, I couldn't able to upload this because it actually restricting me to upload a violent image to this application. So this is another use case that we have integrated in the Mendix native application using the Cloud Vision API. So yeah, so let's have a deep technical discussion on this API as well, feature type as well, I mean. Let me quickly jump on to my Windows page. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, the first feature type that we have discussed is web detection. So this web detection basically detects the products, news, or events within an image and returns the similar images, URLs, websites to us. This is used by the power of Google image search. So this technology uses the Google image search feature to return us all the URLs. So we can use this URL for the user to get information or track the product details. And next is the safe search detection, which I have shown you recently. So this basically identifies the explicit content from an image, within an image. It actually completely identifies the adult content, violent content within an image. So we have 5 categories for this API feature, such as adult, spoof, medical, violence, and racy. So we can identify the we can also identify the importance or the occurrence of these categories by 4 types, which are likely, unlikely, very likely, and very unlikely, which actually defines if it is present in the image or not. So using this keywords, we can understand that if this image has some unrelated content or some explicit content or not. So next feature type is text detection and document text detection. So this text detection basically uses optical character recognition. The only difference is this is used to extract the text from an image. So only difference is, so this text detection is used to extract the sparse text within the image, wherein the document text detection is used to identify the dense text. For example, a complete paragraph, a complete picture of a document can be uploaded to this feature type to extract the text image. So this endpoint URL, with this endpoint URL, a user can upload multiple images along with multiple feature types. So this will also make the CloudVision API a better choice, as this is a single endpoint URL whereby you can include multiple feature type with a single request. So yeah, we are not going to show demo for this API, and we will be implementing this in live. Yeah, here you go, Brian.
Thanks, Saritra. As Saritra said that they have implemented the endpoints and list of features. She explained very clearly. Let's quickly create a microflow. How we can create a microflow for this service? Let me quickly share my screen. Build a microflow for these services. I'll share my screen. Let me jump into the Mendix application. Now I'm going to create a microflow for calling this service to get the text from the image. So I will create a microflow in our project. I name it as sub_image to text. This is a microflow we are going to use in our application to get the information. Yes, we need to enable the module role for this microflow. Here I'm going to use the REST service to hit the endpoint and get the response from the API. So now I'm dragging the REST service. Here the method will be HTTPS method is post. This REST service requires endpoint and request body as well as the response. Here I'm using the import mapping to store the response, and later on I will convert into Mendix object. I'll show you that. This is the endpoint we are going to hit for the API. The API endpoint along with the API key. I have already added the API key. So now I will add this endpoint in our microflow. Just drag it. Now we require the request body. So for that we need a image object. So I'm going to use the retrieve activity to get the image object. Feed is the entity that we are using in our application to store the image. I forgot to add the parameter. I should add the parameter. Let me add the parameter here. The parameter will be integer. Now I'm going to use this parameter in our retrieve activity, get the current object. I'm going to use I'm using the XPath to filter out the current image object. And then I want the first object, then OK. While passing to the request body, we required a base64 content. So we can use the community commons Java action to convert the image into base64 value. Let me quickly add that Java action here. Search for the base64 encoded file. For input, I'm going to pass the feed which we have earlierly used. I'm going to name it as base64 value because it will be more convenient for you to map the content. Now, the most important thing is request body. I will create one more variable as a string. And I am having the request body. I'm going to map this in our variable. Here you can see the request body. In the content, we are using base64 value, which already we have converted the image into base64 value. Then the feature type will be document text detection. That is used to extract the text from the image. I mentioned the max result as 0. By default, this API feature will return the 10 count. If you want more numbers, you can change it as 20 or 30 based on your requirement. Let me name it as request body. Now we are going to use this request body and endpoint in our REST service. In location, I'll map the template as 1 and the parameter value will be the endpoint. After that, we have to send the request under the request body. Here I'm going to do the same, but the parameter will be request body. Almost we have completed the REST service, but we need to add the response. We will get the response from the as a JSON. Here I'm going to use the import mapping. That will be more convenient to store our response data, and we can change it later into Mendix objects. So I'm using apply import mapping. For that, we need to map the JSON structure in our application. Let me quickly show that response from Google Cloud. Here you can see that this is a response that we are going to use in your application. Let me quickly copy this content and see how we can map this. I will create one more import mapping as. Here I will use this JSON structure as a scheme source, and I'm going to select, and I'm going to use I have already mapped this JSON response. So quickly I will map those response here. We required a few things, which are text annotation and the object. Mostly we require the description. We don't, if we want, we can use the localization. It will define the language, and click OK. The map automatically. It will automatically map the request. Now we will use this import mapping. Okay. Let me select the predefined one. I'm going to store the variable as response. Yes, already almost we have done the REST services. Just we need to map the response to our Mendix objects. Let me quickly add those functionality to define the text from the response. I'm going to use the retrieve activity from the response. I'm going to further functionalities. Yes, almost we have done this. This is the final thing we are going to use. Written as a string from the new JSON object. Slash description is the response we are going to map in our application. Let me, before that, when you are processing any REST service, you need to enable the error handling for your better performance. So I'll call this microflow from the nanoflow, which we are using in our application. Let me dive into that nanoflow. I quickly map the microflow which we have created. Image to text. And we need to map the feed ID. This feed ID is a unique random ID we are used to get the current image object from the database. Yes. See how easily we can build the microflow in our application. Let's see how this works in your native application. Let me run this application. We have to save this. Then we'll start. I think it will take time. Let's wait for a minute or within a second. Yeah, it's almost done. We will use our application. Till it's running. Yeah, it's almost going to be started. Yeah, the app gets started. So I quickly do one thing. I'll open the camera and write something. MXTechies. Let's see how our microflow and the Cloud Vision API are going to perform, and let's wait for the result. Let me upload it in our API. I think there is a glitch. Let me try it again. Oh, something. Let me check the flows. I think I missed out somewhere. Let me restart the application. Here you can see that I have uploaded the another image, and we can see the document which are extracted from the image. This is the power of Cloud Vision API and how easily we can build and integrate our services by using the Mendix application. Yes.
Yeah. So thank you, Bright. Thank you for explaining us in detail the setup, and know that live build was really awesome. And we know since this is a live build, we'll get some hiccups here and there, but still this worked marvelously. And thank you for building us this in less than 2 minutes. I think the flow just took around 3 to 5 minutes to develop. Yeah, it is working clearly. So I can take the picture of the image from my screen, and it literally captured all the image literally extracted all the text from the image. Yeah, I think that's it for today. I hope we have explained all the Cloud Vision API and its features clearly. And I also wish to, and I suggest to explore much more on these applications and explore a lot of its accessibilities in the future. So this presentation is completely about the Cloud Vision API and how we integrated it with Mendix. So yeah, we came to the end of session, and I hope the Q&A session is open. And if anyone got any questions, you can definitely post them in the chats, and we will be happy to answer everything. Yeah, Sarath, it is not just for native application. So we picked up this just to show the social media as a use case, So it can be implemented in web as well. So it's just an REST API endpoint where you can use it anywhere. So it is open. You can use it anywhere in both web and native. Yeah, any other questions, guys? Hi, Menaga. Yeah, this basically just identifies the popular location. Yeah, we also tried capturing some of the local places like chit chat shop nearby our office, but it didn't pick up the latitude and longitude, or didn't identify the exact image. So it by itself says that it only identifies the popular locations, and it is not identifying every location. Yeah, it has its pros and cons, no? So on the API cost, so for first 100,000 requests per month, it's free of cost, Himanshu. So we have to pay an extra for more than 1,000 requests per month. So first 1,000 requests per month is absolutely free of cost. So you have to pay for the rest. Yeah, and the average response time is really quick. You know, in the first setup, it took some time because there is some native flow that we have built. We are retrieving some, you know, server calls, microflow calls in between. So that took some time, but the response is really quick, and it's less than 1 second. It's in milliseconds. It is returning very quickly. Yeah. So we are using this using an API key for this encryption. So for this authorization, Namat. So the end-to-end encryption, and also we should note that this Cloud Vision API is developed by Google, and we should definitely believe in Google. So it is completely encrypted, and we can also secure this endpoint with OAuth authentication. We have used API key, but still we have a lot of increased security options. You can use it definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
right,
can.
Harita. Yeah,
Yes,
actually,
Naman.
yes. That supports the authentication, but my concern was regarding the information which we are, exchanging between the API. So the request body and all, it might contain when we, extract the text out of it and when we send the request, it might be sensitive. So does they support the encrypted, so we send them the encrypted text and we will provide the, exchange way and then they can decrypt it. So something like this in a confidential way, not from the authentication perspective, but from
Yeah.
the exchange perspective.
Yeah, I understand what you're asking, Namat. So currently this service itself doesn't provide any encryption or end-to-end encryption, but definitely we can implement it in
Sure.
our end, I guess. So it's not
Yeah.
that encrypted. I can understand your question. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But thanks for answering. Yeah. It's really a cool stuff. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Namat.
Maybe we'll do some more R&D on that number, and I'll get back to you. You can have a discussion on that.
Sure, Dinesh. I will also do the same. But yeah, it's a really a cool stuff. We'll definitely study about the Cloud Vision API in future. Yeah. Thanks for the knowledge.
And yeah, this is about the evening, guys. So I think you had a nice session. So in saver time, we're going to end the session. And if you have any questions, you can post us. You can mail us in the chat. We are. Hey, Jan. Yeah, I think we are planning for the next meetup, Jan. I think it will be somewhere like less than 20 days. We are planning for it. Yeah, for sure. But we'll keep the posted. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell. So, guys, there is an live meetup that we are going to conduct in Siemens office in Pune. Please do join us. Thanks for remembering, Jan. Yeah. I'll post an LinkedIn post. I'll do a LinkedIn post on the live meetup. Sure. Keep me followed, guys. It's a Pune office. I'll post the location, Himanshu. Or you can also join the Meetup India group. You can see it there. To answer for Judin, I think we have to connect our like the project with a credit card login. It's maybe for the free use. It is, yeah, like they'll not cost us anything, but it is basically like pay as you go. You can check your billings and then and there, but it is mandatory for you to connect your credit card, build account there to use the API. Thank you, team. Have a great time. Bye bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.